I'm not suggesting you do, you did it already, and honestly, once a day is like kind of the limit to do wrist therapy because it's so strong, it's so deep. It's like if after you get a deep massage, you want to go for a run. After you lift weights, you don't want to like, I don't know, go for a run. And you do. But right now, sorry, after you lift weights, you don't want to lift weights again. Or something like that. It's sore. It's deep, it has to rebuild, restructure. But I'll do it for you. So if you do this, it's fine. This doesn't require much support. Check the wrist, give it a chance to soften. Don't go from here to here too quickly. But you know, anyways, when you get to here, you could just do that, but you don't want to do that. As soon as you collapse from your base, big problem. And that's what people are doing basically all day. So you learn to base that down. Resist, squeeze the spiral, and go from plank to dog. That's when the tendons get lost. If you really keep the base. And then we learn to roll that out and prepare for the grip. But after here and here, if you happen to want to go deeper, in case you don't know, this is the much deeper version. And the mudra for this, I would say don't do this right now. My body doesn't want to do this right now. So, but to support this, what you would really want to do is this, like, you take the killing move and you make it a healing technique. You grab the throat, I mean the wrist, and then you roll your base of your forefingers, you just roll and pin that thumb. That is your best chance of survival. This will absolutely, to thrive, to be alive, this will absolutely base your inner wrist and create a spacious, equal weight between the inner wrist and the outer wrist. Because right now, it would collapse into your outer wrist basically because of the tension in the shoulder and the neck and the back. And you wouldn't get it. You'd be like, and then and it's just overwearing, overstraining, overstretching. Connective tissue does not want to be overstretched because then it doesn't go back like muscle. And you have this constantly dislocating joint or loose joint. So what you want to do is get your connective tissue base together really good. And it's really easy. You just hook your thumb and you roll on it. And you're in this 180-degree position. And then you can squeeze the spiral to properly extend the elbow. You can do your best with your shoulder blade. This is really testing the shoulder blade. And then you probably stay here and don't stand up for the first several thousand times, which could take you months or a year. You don't have to stand up. Don't stand up. Okay, stand up. I'm talking to myself. This is a deeper level of correctional alignment. I'm tearing open micro muscle fibers that are glued together from a lifetime of habitual action, whatever. And it is just because I'm so well-based, I can safely, slowly tear all those adhesions apart. All the stuff it's not eccentrically, it's not lengthening, contracting, and lengthening at the same time anymore. It doesn't squeeze to extend, it's just blocked. You know what I mean? Concentric contraction, eccentric contraction. You squeeze to extend. But it can't anymore, it's so like whatever. There's nobody doing anything anymore. At least you can open a jar. You still use jars. And then then you would be in a very powerful place. For tiger style. Yo! Right? Or eagle. But anyways, the final thing is to go to the other side. Did we do both sides? We did, you guys did, you grabbed it, pulled out, pressed it back. Okay, fine, you did both sides, that's good. This would be the next step. What happens is, and will be very obvious and clear to you just before we break, is that after you open your wrist therapy, it becomes entirely too obvious, too clear how much you're holding in your shoulder. Until we open our wrist, we can't really realize how much is going on here. So once this opens up and you're switched on, you go, oh my God, I feel nothing but my shoulder. That's why shoulder session is the next intelligent step after wrist therapy. Okay, I have to keep going. I started something, right? It's like if you clean one little spot on your body, you realize how dirty you are. Geez, you gotta clean the whole body. Get all the dirt off. Now, okay, fine. So from the next final step, and this is key, and you won't learn it unless you do it. So, for those of you that need to take a nap and go get some fresh air, go ahead and do that. But this is the final. Grabbing the head of the arm and spinning that out as you push down is quite straightforward and wonderful. You can feel deep shoulder release. So after the wrist therapy, if you just take your index forward and spread your fingers and grab your head of your arm, not your shoulder blade, and not your middle arm, that delt round thing, that rotator cuff, and you just pull that down and push back, you'd be like, whoa, keep pulling down as you go into dog. Wow, you'd be like, this is awesome. And your elbow is kind of at your solar plexus in the center. Now, if you want to go to the next level, it's a little more tricky, but you can do it. You're going now, you're reaching from the outside, wrapping around like the muscle does, all the way to the inner shoulder blade from the outside. With my broken old shoulders, I can't really reach my inner shoulder blade. So what I developed is basically vinyasa and asana therapy so I could survive yoga. I developed this system. So what I do is I go down like I'm crossing, and I reach forward and put both elbows down, okay, like a cross. Then when I reach for the opposite inner shoulder blade, maybe I still can't get it. So hey, I gotta drop down onto my shoulder in that, exactly what we were doing earlier, is reach through it like this, right? So I took this type of technique and I said, hey, well, I can use this as leverage to get my hand higher up, you know? If I pull my, you know, it's too late. But then with both elbows down, I can get up to my inner shoulder blade. I can get a little ledge, like I'm doing rock climbing, right? I got the inner shoulder blade. It's really the upper inner shoulder blade. I can reach the lower one, you get lost in the ribs. Just reach where you can, get that little ledge, keep it and get up. You got the inner shoulder blade ledge, edge, inner edge of the inner shoulder blade. And then you take that now, you can really get ready to squeeze your arm. Get ready to squeeze the spiral and just pull it, wrap it all the way around. Oh, ho, ho, look at this. I am in such a smart position now. I've rolled the whole shoulder blade around and down, and now when I stand up, I'm powerful because I finally found my power pose, my power position. Oh, full power, full alignment, full structure, full. I don't even have, all I have to do now is squeeze the shoulder. I hug the arm in, or squeeze the shoulder blade down, and I squeeze the arm. And I do this index forward, super deep. You know, boom, head right to the floor. That's how you really design. Boom, super powerful plank. Boom, spin it open into a side plank. No pinch in the shoulder. This is the place of power, any position. This is what we're trying to hug in and pull down, but with the support of the hand, you're like, oh, I'm powerful.